There's a strong possibility that you will come into contact with some difficult personalities. Most of the personalities are not going to change, and sometimes you just need to learn how to cope. Life coach Deirdre Danahar joins us this morning with more on dealing with those difficult personalities. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Pretty good.
All right. Well, you've got a pretty nice personality.
Thank you.
And you know, sometimes though, you do have to just deal with people's personalities, and they might not mesh well with yours.
That's correct.
You have to work with them. You have to love them. Either way.
And sometimes, even if you have a great personality, you're the wrong personality in a given moment.
And how do you start to deal and cope?
Well, the first thing to do is to notice, how do you normally react when you run into somebody who just pushes your buttons because they're ill-tempered or they're manipulative or something like that? Just what happens? Do you walk around being frustrated for the rest of the day? Does your heart rate go up? Because once you notice that, you see, here's a pattern that I get into, and I can change it.
Now, and how do you start to change it? Because it's hard when you have to deal with these people.
Yes. I recommend a great, big, deep breath to start with.
So we're going to stop and calm down.
Exactly.
First.
Stop and calm down first. And then there are 5 principles I like to apply. The first is you just accept people for who they are. It's not your job to change somebody who's a difficult personality, whether you're their coworker, they're a stranger, or even they're your family member.
And do you also have to understand sometimes that maybe they're not a difficult personality, maybe they just
had a bad
don't
day.
match you.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't match you, or they've had a bad day. Could be those things. So if you can just accept them for who they are, that takes away some of the level of stress.
Lindsay Slater has accepted me. So
yes, that's really clear. You guys have
has.
smoothed out whatever rough patches you had.
Me. I mean, I'm a difficult personality, so she has accepted me.
There you go.
And what are our other points because we're running out of time, we want to get through all those points.
Another thing is to not play a blame game. It's easy for us to get into tit for tat, you did this, I did that. It's not worth your time and effort. The third thing to do is remember, it's probably not about you. It's probably about what goes on for that other person. Most of our negative reactions come from what we're nervous about or what we fear. The fourth is what my mom always called kill them with kindness, which is treat people well because maybe they're just having a bad day. So give them the benefit of the doubt. And the fifth is don't waste your time on energy on things you can't change. So the serenity prayer is often something that people rely on in that moment of you feel like you are just going to explode. You know, you can't do anything about it. So those are the 5
We're
principles.
Familiar. We'll have to find out what that serenity prayer is, Lindsay Slater, and we'll pray it together.
I'll send you a copy.
Hey, where can people get in contact with you?
They can come to my website at inmotioncc.com, and if you go to the resources page, you'll see there's a little article on coping with personalities, lists all these principles for folks, and a few more tips.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
You always make things a little happier.